Can I ask you a question? When was the last time someone completely shocked you with something they believed? Not because they were joking or lying, but because they genuinely saw the world differently than you did. Imagine sitting around a dinner table. You have family, friends, people you've known for years. Someone looks up from their phone and says, "Did you see what happened today?" You pause. What are you talking about? They stare back, completely confused. How could you have missed it? 20 minutes later, you're both frustrated. Not because either of you is trying to deceive the other, but because you honestly can't understand how someone you know so well could see the world so differently. That sound familiar? We usually explain moments like this by saying something like, people are so divided more than ever, more polarized, more tribal. But what if we're describing the symptom instead of the cause? What if the biggest change isn't that we've stopped agreeing? What if it's because we've slowly stopped experiencing the same world? Think back just a few decades. In the 1960s, millions of people watched the same television broadcast each and every evening, read the same local newspapers, listened to the same radio stations, and talked about the same major events maybe the next morning. People absolutely disagreed. Politics, religion, sports, economics. Human beings have always disagreed. None of that is new, but underneath all of that disagreement was still something that they shared, a common starting point, a shared conversation, a shared reality. And today, that shared starting point is disappearing, and almost nobody notices it happening because it happens one recommendation at a time. I want you to try something new. Open your phone, scroll for 5 minutes. Now, hand that phone to someone else, put it on their feed, and you'll see something completely different. Different headlines, different creators, different products, different problems, different fears, different dreams. Two people standing next to each other, living in two completely different information environments. That changes everything. Most people blame social media, and yes, it plays a role. With more than 500 hours of video uploaded to YouTube every minute, personalized recommendations have become, well, essential for discovery. The same is true for Spotify, Netflix, Amazon, Instagram, and TikTok. There's simply too much information for any one human being to sort through alone. So every modern digital system is trying to answer one question. What is universally important? Not what should everyone know today, but what is the most relevant to you? Every click teaches the system. Watch one camping video on YouTube, and within the hour, you'll be seeing hiking gear, survival channels, portable stove reviews, national park documentaries, and ads for rooftop tents. Every pause, every search, every purchase, every like, every comment, they're all tiny little signals. The algorithm isn't trying to turn you into an outdoors person. It's simply responding to what appears to interest you. But after enough recommendations, it becomes reinforcing that version of you. Spotify doesn't even ask, what's the best song for Aaron? What are you most likely to play next, is what they ask. Netflix doesn't recommend the best movie, it recommends the best movie you're most likely to watch, they think. Amazon doesn't show everyone the same homepage. It builds a different storefront for millions of different customers. No single engineer wakes up trying to build your worldview. No hidden control room is scripting your reality. Instead, millions of tiny optimization decisions made independently begin to reinforce one another until eventually Your digital world looks nothing like someone else's. I call this reality machine not because it's creating reality, but because it's constantly deciding which tiny slice of reality you're most likely to see. Imagine the world contains 1 million stories today. You won't see 1 million. You might see 50, maybe 100. Someone else sees a different 50, let's say. Neither of you necessarily are wrong. You're simply looking through different windows. And over time, those windows begin shaping how you understand everything else, affecting culture, business, health, investing, parenting, and relationships. Think about a major hurricane. It's the same storm, same wind, the same rain, the same day. Yet one person mainly sees engineering analysis, another infrastructure, another sees insurance stories, another gets climate discussions, another sees videos about dramatic rescues, another mostly sees local restaurant owners wondering when they'll be able to reopen. It's the same event, but at the end of the day, each person feels like they experienced a different story. That's a powerful example because it's relatable and not partisan. One person believes artificial intelligence, let's say, is really overhyped. Other believes it will transform civilization. One thinks housing is about to collapse instantly. Another believes inventory will remain constrained for years. One thinks a new health trend is revolutionary. Another has never even heard of it. Everyone feels informed because everyone is informed about different things. Then you meet someone whose information world barely overlaps with yours. You aren't just disagreeing, you're missing each other's foundations. Each person assumes the other has the same evidence, the same stories, and the same context. Often they haven't, which makes both sides wonder, how could anyone believe that? The answer may be simpler than we think. They've been shown a different world. Now imagine asking an AI to teach you investing. The AI notices that you are a visual explanatory type teaching, okay? It notices that you enjoy maybe technology, so it begins teaching tech examples. It remembers your goals, your experiences, becomes increasingly personalized. Is it helpful? Absolutely. But also increasingly unique. Soon, our assistants won't just answer questions. They'll anticipate them, organize our information, filter our inboxes, recommend what to read, summarize what matters, suggest what to buy, and help decide where we travel. That can make life dramatically easier, but it also means the systems choosing what reaches us become even more important. Because every filter also leaves something out. Here's the twist. Personalization isn't inherently bad. No, it's incredibly useful. None of us wants to sift through millions of irrelevant pieces of information every day. The challenge is balance. Convenience can quietly become confident. Efficiency can slowly become isolation. When every system is optimized specifically for you, you gradually lose the accidental discoveries, let's say, the ones connected everyone else. Maybe that's why conversations feel harder. Maybe that's why everyone seems shocked that one other people differently than them. Maybe that's why it feels like society is fragmenting, even though hundreds of millions of people consume media every single day. We didn't just gain more information, we stopped consuming it together. Because connection isn't the same thing as shared experience. The internet connected humanity. Algorithms personalize humanity. Artificial intelligence may individualize it even further. Not into separate countries or separate cities, but into billions of slightly different realities.